In this video, we're gonna answer the top questions that people have before traveling to Japan. Everything I searched before I went, what I thought it worked and what I didn't use or what I did use that I think you should know, but I hope I can answer most of your questions. And this is Shane and T Goes to Japan. What is the best time to visit Japan? I would say the time you have to go. I am not sure if I would recommend to go during summer. It can get pretty hot. We were not there during summer, but because you walk so much, you walk all the time, I don't think I would be able to be there during summer.
I think the coolest thing about Japan is that you have to realize how long Japan is. Like, if you go south, you'll get super warm weather. And if you go north, you'll get snow and mountains. It's huge. It doesn't seem like it is, but it is. So I don't think it really matters when you go. I've gone there now twice when it's wintertime, and I've had a great time every time. There's a lot of things you can do inside, and there's a lot of things you can do outside. So if the weather is really bad and you're like, oh, I'm too cold or I just don't like it, there's a million things to get yourself into that you can do inside.
So cherry blossom season, it is a little bit crazy. It's just a lot of people. So if you're planning like, oh yeah, I want to take my pictures and stuff like this, you gotta get there super early. I'm talking about 5, 6 a.m. We actually got to some places like early like that, but just because of our jet lag, that
we were just nobody there.
Exactly.
If you're the content creator, photo person who like needs it to have no people, then you have a window from like 5 when the sun might start to come
7,
out,
and that's it.
Maybe
7,
maybe
6:30.
Yeah, you'll have like an hour and a half in the morning.
Do people in Japan speak English? Not everybody. On the tourist place, they will speak English. The good thing is, because of the internet, different from the time you went, you have your phone, you have your Google Translator, which for me, I think it was the best.
Yeah.
You can type right there, show them, they know what you're talking about. So I knew some words that I could communicate with them, so that was nice. And I think it shows a little bit of respect as well, knowing some main words, and it's not that hard to find the main words like excuse me or thank you. They are very appreciative with this. Do I need a visa to get in Japan?
As of right now, in April 2025, if you're in the United States, absolutely no visa required. If you're in Brazil, no visa as well. So Japan is really cool when it comes to coming to visit.
Check your country, see if there's anything, but we cannot speak for all the countries, but I believe you don't need it. One thing that I've seen in a bunch of videos that you should know, you don't have to prepare before, but you can do it online, or you can do it on the airplane. Fill up this form about customs. So when you enter the country, you go through customs and you talk to an agent. I did it online because I was like, I'm gonna be prepped and everything is gonna be fine. And everybody was saying like, hey, when you have more than one person in your group or even a family, you can put under one name and then you put everybody in the same group. I did that, but I think I had to generate 2 different QR codes to show the person. And Shane was kind of like, he didn't know about that. He was just going with the flow, you know, he didn't even know about that.
We didn't have to do any of this like 10 years ago. Like None of this existed.
I don't know if I scanned my QR code and he scanned it first, and then I scanned the same QR code. I don't know, it was like kind of messed up. There was another step when you get there. After you go through the agent, you have to go on this little touchscreen machine and do the same thing. It was all complicated, it wasn't working, and I figured it out. And I was like, oh my God, if it was the paper, it was gonna be so much easier. Then we were gonna walk and give them the paper.
But even still, I saw there was a big line for this QR code thing, and the paper line was really, really fast.
Especially if you get there,
it takes 2 seconds.
Your SIM card is not already adjusted, you don't have the internet, you cannot connect with the internet at the airport. It's just like, it can be really complicated.
And that's what was happening. Yeah, the internet was like being weird with on her phone, but not mine, and then it was really weird. What I wanted to know, based on 10 years ago, was, is Japan expensive?
Well, it's very relative because you can go with like cheap and you can have an amazing trip, kind of cheap but not that cheap, and you can go with luxury. They offer everything you want, right? We did stay at 2 Airbnbs at first in Tokyo because it was the end of the year, so hotels were crazy expensive. And the Airbnbs were amazing. People, they were really nice and communicative with us, so it was pretty cool. And then because we travel a lot for our jobs, we have points with Marriott, so we decided to use our points in some of their hotels around Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo when we went back before.
More big city stuff.
Yeah, so we paid a little bit and also used points. So if we had to pay, I would say for this Marriott hotels, you would spend like about almost $200 a night.
What you'd spend in the United States.
Exactly.
It's not that different.
But you can definitely find cheaper. Like the Airbnbs could go to, $50 a night to like go crazy.
And again, like to preface that, we didn't work incredibly hard to find the best deal possible. We were more concerned with like, I want to be right where I want to walk to next. So if I pay $50 more, but I get 2 hours that I don't have to travel, like that's a win, right? Overall, I'd say like of countries that I visited, I don't think Japan's overly expensive. And if you're coming from USD, at this time the yen was pretty weak, so you were getting, I think it was like almost like 30% to your money on top. So everything was like at a 30% discount. I think for like $40 you could have like really good meals.
Yes.
Breakfast you get away with like $5 to $10. Lunch you get away if you do ramen or something, you could knock that out for like $10 to $15. And then dinner you can knock it out for like $20, $25. You could have a really good dinner.
I think most expensive to go to Japan are the flights, depending where you are. So from the United States,
starting at like $1,400.
Yeah, depending on the dates as well. So end of the year and touristy season, you're gonna find some deals like that.
But if you're like a traveler and a miles warrior like us, you can get so many good deals if you book out way in advance if you're using miles. For both hotels and for your flights. So don't sleep in the mile game. It's what pays for a majority of our travel. We get to go all over the place.
Should I carry cash or credit cards?
Couple things, let me break it down. So believe it or not, the best thing to do is not actually bring yen with you unless you can get it from your bank like really easily. It's way more convenient to just go to a 7-Eleven and use their ATM. It's like incredibly low to like no fee, and you can get as many yens as you need to cover you for that week, I imagine. As far as having cash, there's machines that you can turn USD or any other currency into yen. Usually the rate is like terrible. It's kind of similar to the airport or somewhere else. Like someone has to make money on that, so you will totally get screwed there. But if you are in a pinch and you just can't figure out how to get a card to work or whatever, there are machines that will do that. Some places actually don't take credit card. You do need to have yen. Have at least 50,000 yen on you just so you can buy whatever you want and do whatever you want. Majority of your money is not going to go into food. It's going to go into your train pass. I know we reloaded our card all the time, and it's like you don't really need to take a taxi. Trains will get you almost everywhere. I would say you don't even need to rent a car if you're doing your first trip and you're not going remote.
And pretty much use your credit card for bigger purchase, like I don't know, if you want to buy products and stuff like this, just throw in a credit card, because these big stores we would accept them. But restaurants and stuff, go with cash. Yeah, and plus you're gonna have a lot of points and stuff that you want to use, those arcade games.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna be putting your cash, you have to have those.
Have your pocket of 100 yen coins and just have a whole bunch of them. So how to not be a jerk in Japan?
Well, that's simple. Don't be a jerk anywhere, right? But
You're so funny.
But in Japan, they have this culture of being really quiet, really, really respectful. Everything you're gonna see on the metro, no one is playing any loud music. They're barely talking. Of course, you already know, not maybe the hotels, but if you go to an Airbnb, no shoes inside the house. Social media portrays a bunch of things that sometimes other Japanese content creators say that is not true, but I don't know. They say don't eat while you're walking. I don't know if that's really a true thing, because Japan, they do not have public trash like around that you can grab your stuff and just throw away like we have everywhere.
Have a little plastic bag. If you get a plastic bag, keep it in your backpack. And then keep your refillable water bottles too, and you can fill those up when you go places too. Most of the metros have like large trash disposal. You can.
Not all of them, but most have.
Most of them, yeah. Any like major public like city
Metro
center
station.
thing will have it, yeah.
And there are actually some marketplaces where they're selling food. They actually have a sign and say, "Hey, don't take your food and go walk."
Yeah, go eat in
You
our
have to eat in-
little place or eat in front of the stall.
Exactly.
What about tipping? Do you tip at all?
No, People also say that's very rude. We don't know if that's true. There was actually one place that we went that people were being really nice to us. We sat right next to the barista. It was like for breakfast, and they were training this guy, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give you the coffee that he's gonna make it."
They just kept giving us stuff for free because
Yes.
we were really ripping on this new guy who was there, and he was having a blast.
The end chain put some money there underneath the stuff. I was like, "Are you sure?" Like,
Well,
what are they gonna do?
They messed up our order and they gave us too
Yeah,
much food. So they gave us
gave
like
extra as well.
2 plates of food, 2 free coffees. I'm like, we ate for like 4 people, and it just felt really weird to not give them any
Yeah, it
extra
was not
money.
even a tip. It was more like, "Hey, we're paying for what we ate." So
I had to hide it, and we ran out because I was like, take more money, and they like got
Absolutely not.
adamant,
Yeah.
like, no, do not give us more money.
if you're going to the temples, most of the people, it's not their religion, it's not my religion, but I do respect the place. You've seen videos online of people doing weird shit, and it's like,
Don't do it,
please
man.
don't.
It's just
And
weird.
Even on the metro, I saw, a group of people, clearly foreigners, talking so loud. I was like, man, I know in your culture you guys do talk loud, but like here, you gotta feel the vibe. Just don't be this person. I think this is like, even for me, it was very stressful to try to understand the trains. And even when I got there for the first time, I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to make this. It's like so complicated, I'm so lost, yeah. But it's okay. It's okay to be stressed about this, but there's a bunch of videos and things that really explain what they are. And people say about the JR Pass and Suica card, Pasmo card, and it's like, what is this? Please help me.
2016, the JR Pass was absolutely the way to go. We took it all the way from like Tokyo to Himeji, all the way up to Hokkaido. So like Shinkansen all the way. If you broke it down on the math of what that would have cost, it would have been like ridiculous. Amazing deal. And you could just ride the train the whole time. Now, the JR Pass is interesting that way because there's only certain trains that the JR Pass works for. Just know that like you only get so many trains, but you do get all the Shinkansens. So if that's your thing and you like know you're going to be traveling all over Japan to like the major cities via Shinkansen, JR Pass still may make sense for you.
And Shinkansen is actually the bullet trains.
The bullet trains.
We opted to use the Suica card, which is also the same thing as a Pasmo. There's 2 different ones. There's the one that is limited for your trip, and then the Suica card is valid for 10 years. But with a Suica card, you can use almost for everything. You can use sometimes to pay for food, like sometimes if you're walking around, you see a little drink machine. It's just like a debit card, basically. It was very worth it to use the Suica. Do they work for the Shinkansens? No, they do not. You gotta buy your own ticket because we were just basically using the bullet train for 3 main cities. We said we don't need to use the JR Pass, and most of the people going for the first time, they're just gonna go to the main cities: Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. In the other places, you don't have to get a bullet train. You can.
Or a local train.
Yeah, it's more like a local train. If you have the pass, it's not just like, hey, show up to the train and go wherever you want. You do have to make a reservation, guarantee your seat.
I don't know. Japan made a boo-boo, I think. The JR Pass just got way too expensive, and I don't think anyone should get it unless you're totally going like Hokkaido, back down, back to Hokkaido, like running all over the
I
place.
think if you're
Doesn't make
going
sense.
like 4+ places
That are
you
really far
could
apart.
consider. There is an area at the airport where you can get your Suica card. The first one, when we got there, we asked help for for one of the ladies, and she was like, where do you want to go? I show her on the map the place of my Airbnb. She's like, okay, you get the ticket and then you go to this place and this is this
So
and
we
that.
got a one-use ticket
Yes.
to take us where we had to go.
Yes.
And then we got the Suica card when we
On the
got
next
there.
day, yeah, we got at the Ueno station. I think the main big ones, they do have the machine that actually prints the Suica card, but not all of them too.
The trains close. Some places like Kyoto, ridiculously early. Really know what are the extended hours if you're planning to, go out to like a nightclub and just get like ripped, like know that you can get back home because taxis are gonna be crazy expensive. So it's like, if you're cool with that, that's fine. But if you want to get on the train, like make sure you plan your trip around when the last train's gonna leave and definitely don't miss it. For New Year's, we were in Kyoto. I would just say I wouldn't recommend Kyoto for New Year's. That's all I gotta say. But the trains, like, they stopped them on New Year's. So all these people were at these temples and stuff, and then they shut all the trains down. So we walked, we were like, we're not paying for a taxi. well, maybe we'll find something fun to do on New Year's, and
No.
we didn't find anything either. It was so dead. Like, everything was dead.
Google Maps is the best way to
really
go around Japan. Like, Maps doesn't work as good, especially to check trains and times and see what is the connections from one train to the other and how long you're gonna walk. But have in mind that the Google Maps is going to see what is the best time, like what is the fastest time to get there. So sometimes it's gonna be changing most of the time, and you're like, wait, but it said it was on the red one and now it's the yellow, and you're like, oh my god. So one thing that is also pretty cool with your Google Maps, you can also add the option of using, I think, a wheelchair route or something like this, because when you have bags and you're actually gonna take through the train stations, there's a lot of stairs, lots. So when you use this option, they're gonna direct you to the elevators, because every place has an elevator. When you get to the train station, you just see the steps and you're like, maybe the elevator is going to be on the other side of the block or something. Google Maps is a good way, and people are always complaining, right? Like, oh yeah, Japan, and it's always like carrying luggage downstairs or upstairs. We had a couple of times that Shane had to carry the luggage.
I just didn't want to walk. I just didn't want to walk. I was like, let's forget it. Like, let me just die.
Everybody talks about the travel luggage service. We did not use that, so I don't know if I would recommend or not, but a lot of people said it's amazing. They can go to your hotel, so if you're like in Tokyo and you're going to Osaka or Kyoto, just pay them to take your luggage and it's gonna be there to your next hotel. First time we used the bullet train, I've seen those before. Hey, if you have bigger luggage, reserve a seat, like one of the seats that are close to the wall, close to the door, and they have a space to put your luggage. If you have the big luggage, yes, do that, because
it won't fit anywhere else. You have to reserve the place.
Yes.
Yeah, or you'll be putting the luggage in front of you in the seat holding it, and if it doesn't fit there, you're gonna have a really bad time.
If you have a smaller luggage, you can definitely put on up like you do on a plane. Not everything works going with the flow there. So if you want to go to some specific places that are very touristy, kind of like cafes, parks, you do have to make a reservation before and way in advance. Because we were like...
Not like 2 weeks.
Months. 2 months. I think it's the Nintendo Museum. We didn't get there because it was basically like 2 months in advance. They released the calendar 2 months ahead, and you have to be really fast. So look for that. Look at the places you want to go and see how long you have to make a reservation like before. Observatories and spots like this, some of them also require to make a time reservation. Trying to go during, sunset, you have to book in advance.
Way in advance.
Yes.
On the flip side, there's some other really cool experiences or restaurants or just things that you see. It's like, go explore. And as you're walking, you're like, that looks amazing. Mm-hmm. I want it.
Yes.
And just go do it. There's so many amazing little things like that. We couldn't even recommend places. You're like, and frankly, I don't even remember some of the things of like where that was or what it was. Mm-hmm. I just know like we're in Osaka and we had this crazy pancake thing and it was amazing. Don't tell me how we got there, but we went street to street to street and we just were like, yeah, it looks great. Leave yourself open for that little bit of exploration and just go in and try things.
Because, social media is going to show you a bunch of things, and yes, you want to try them as well, but don't just go with what everybody's saying, because not everything you're going to think is good. Some of the stuff from social media we tried, and it was like, okay.
So you want to know, how are you going to talk to people? How are you going to use your phone? Number one thing.
Everyone wants
to know. Yeah, everyone wants to know. Like, how can I post my trip, right? And am I going to be chasing that Wi-Fi the whole time, or am I actually going to have some service? You're going to want an eSIM if you don't have a provider that is like ours, which is T-Mobile, that it gives you free data, and you can then upgrade that if you want. You want to get a dedicated eSIM.
There's many ways to get an eSIM. You can get an eSIM through Klook. That's, for us, that was like a lifesaver to have this app as well. Everybody recommends it, and it's actually really good. We did buy the eSIM because I was like, what if the T-Mobile doesn't work very well? Bought the eSIM like for unlimited data for 20 days, and it worked just fine. Plus, with some shopping, like buying some of the attractions through them, they also gave a free eSIM that Shane used for a couple of days.
If you don't own your phone outright, they won't unlock it unless you call them. And then if you call them, they have the option to actually just not do that for you. And or they'll put a time limit on it where they're like, we'll only let it unlock for X amount of time. Depending on who it is, T-Mobile was really cool. We didn't have that much left, so we just paid our phones off and made it. We didn't even want to deal with it, so that was fine. But if you're in a situation where you're like, man, I can't pay off my phone, you call them in advance, because there's like a day or two period where it has to like
process,
I don't know, process or whatever. So you'd be without internet, or you couldn't use your phone for that amount of time. And even if you had the SIM, you couldn't even activate it. So yeah, definitely talk to your phone provider before you go, just to be safe. Alternatively, if you don't want the eSIM, you can just get a mobile hotspot, and then that becomes basically your wireless router for, the whole trip. And you can rent them. There's a bunch of different companies that have them, and check the reviews. Some are like, these are awesome. Some say, oh, these suck. So definitely check that out. It just, for us, we didn't want to have that added step of like, oh, now I have this thing that 1, I can lose, 2, I have to charge it, and 3, now I have to return it. Let's say you're traveling with like 4, 6, 8 people, like that could be awesome.
Yes.
Because everyone can just jam off that same thing.
You can rent at their airport. Like again, you just have to return. So see what is better for you. Walk around with your passport.
Apparently, Japan officers could stop you and say, who are you? What are you doing? And ask for your passport. If you don't have it, they can detain you there and say, hey, we're going to take you to where you have to get it. Or we're just going to hold you until we figure out your information. Yes. I didn't know that was even a thing. It didn't even cross my mind a decade ago.
And of course, the passport is also important for your tax-free shopping. So anywhere you go, so if you're gonna buy shoes, a purse, or whatever, and you wanna go tax-free, you have to present your passport. All the clothes and other kind of products, they're really okay on, you put in your bag and you take it home. But if you go to the famous Don Quixote that everybody goes and, just spend tons of money there, if you're going tax-free, they're going to seal your bag. So everything you buy, they're gonna seal it, and you cannot open until you actually leave the country. We had this idea to bring some Brazilian candies. We brought some chocolates from Brazil and some other peanut candy. And of course, like maybe it could be a little weird to give this to people there, because it was also New Year's, and we decided to give to like the hotel people. And sometimes when we met someone really cool, we would have in our bags and just give to them. And it was the most amazing experience because they were so grateful. It's
a cool icebreaker. It's neat. I think they just have a really giving and like gifting type of culture. But it's cool to see, I think, a foreigner gift because it's unexpected. And we've never felt that it was insincere when they're like saying thank you. Maybe we just don't understand. But for the most part, everyone seemed really excited. And it definitely turned into this one-upmanship of like, we give you a candy, they give us this like bigger candy. So then we're like, oh, we'll give them this thing that they didn't try. And they're like, we'll give you the meal. And then we're like, stop doing this. It's like now
it's very from their culture to do
we can't one up you anymore. It's like now it's like getting out of hand.
One restaurant that we went, it was this restaurant at Mount Fuji, and we gave them the chocolate. It was like, oh, you're so nice. The lady was so nice. And they came and took a picture with us, and she's like, she went to the kitchen, she grabbed more stuff, like, here's the stuff for you. And I was like, oh my God, you didn't have to.
And then like she called all these ladies out of the kitchen to come take this picture, and then she's like, oh, well, wait, like, actually, we're flying the drone to get Mount Fuji. And then she's like, no, like, I want to take you to my favorite place. And like, come with me. And then we like walked with her to this like temple thing, and she hung out and was like hanging out with us. And she's like, okay, I live over here, but like, I want to make sure you saw this. And it was just like, man, you didn't have to spend your time like that with us. That was very cool. Bring gifts. Yeah, it'll make your trip, I'm telling you. So that's all the tips and tricks of what you should bring. And it has nothing to do with where you should go. It's all about like, here's how to prepare and get prepped and mentally ready for the best adventure that you're gonna ever have. But in our next video, we're gonna show you the itinerary of what we actually did in Japan, the cool places we went, the neat memories that we created, things that you should definitely steal to make your trip absolutely epic, and then make it even better, and then tell us those secrets. But that's what's up. So check out the next video if you wanna see the cool things you can do. And hopefully these tips helped you out. Cool?
Yes.
Ha! Arigato.